boss tells you to manage your stress better, while they scheduled you in back-to-back meetings through your lunch break. Your doctor says practice self-care while you're working 2 or 3 jobs just to keep the lights on. And somewhere deep down inside, you know the truth. The game is rigged. But what if I told you there's a way for you to win anyway? The question is, would you listen? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to reclaim your life without quitting your job, winning the lottery, or waiting for the system to fix itself. This isn't about manifesting abundance or hustle culture. This is about actual strategies that work when you're exhausted, broke, and out of options. Work-life balance is a lie. Here's what actually works. Problem 1, the just reduce your stress gaslighting. Let me tell you what makes me want to flip tables around here. You go to the doctor because stress is literally making you sick. I've been there. I've done that. Your jaw hurts from grinding your teeth at night. Your stomach's a mess. You can't sleep. And the doctor looks you straight in the eye and says you need to reduce your stress. Reduce my stress? You're a genius. Why didn't I think of that? Here's what they don't tell you. You're doing everything right and it's still not enough. You're in therapy, you're on meds, you meal prep on Sundays, you do yoga, you take supplements, you follow Instagram influencers' morning routines, and you're still barely holding it together. Because the problem isn't you. The problem is that you're being told to fix an individual problem when you're facing a systemic one. Your manager sends company-wide emails about wellness initiatives and mental health resources while requiring you to answer their emails at 10 at night. They put a meditation app subscription in your benefits package while understaffing your department so badly that you're doing the work of 3 or 4 people. So it's not self-care advice you need, it's time, it's money. It's a schedule that doesn't treat you like a machine that only needs to be functional enough to keep producing. If you have anxiety, depression, ADHD, being told to just manage it better is like telling someone with a broken leg to just walk it off. You can't positive think your way out of a neurodevelopmental condition. Problem 2, your job is designed to drain you. Here's the math that doesn't add up. 40 hours of work week, 8 hours of sleep. That leaves you 72 hours a week for everything else, right? Sounds reasonable, except it's not, because those 40 work hours, they're actually more like 50 or 60 when you factor in the commute, getting dressed, decompressing. When you get home because your soul just got extracted through a straw after 8 hours straight, now you're down to maybe 50 hours a week for life. Out of that 50 hours, you still need to grocery shop, cook, clean, do laundry, pay bills, maintain relationships, see your friends, talk to your parents, take your car to the shop, go to the doctors, and do something that actually makes you feel like a human being with interests and passions. You know what you actually have time for? You come home, you reheat something, you watch Netflix until your brain stops screaming, you sleep and repeat. That's not life. That's a maintenance routine for a worker unit or a bot. And the cruelest part is companies know this. They tell you to practice self-care, not because they care about your well-being, but because they need you functionally enough to keep showing up. You're not a person to them. You're an asset that requires occasional maintenance. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed to extract maximum productivity while giving you just enough to survive, but never enough to thrive, question, or leave. Real quick. I'm Myss T. If you're exhausted just listening to this, subscribe and turn on those notifications. I make videos weekly about thriving and systems designed to drain you. No toxic positivity, no just work harder BS. Real strategies for real people. Drop some comments if this is hitting home. Now let's talk solutions. First, micro optimization. The 15-minute rule. Forget the advice to find time for self-care. You don't have time. Nobody has time. So stop looking for it and steal it. Here's what actually works. 15-minute blocks of non-negotiable time. Not an hour at the gym, not a weekend retreat. 15 minutes that protects you like it's a meeting with your boss. Because here's the secret. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between 15 minutes and 2 hours. It just knows I'm safe right now. I'm allowed to rest. Here's an example, the parking lot pause. Before you walk into the house after work, sit in your car for 15 minutes, not on your phone, not planning dinner, just sit, breathe, listen to one song you love. Let your nervous system know the workday is over. This single act creates a boundary between work you and home you. Second, the bathroom sanctuary. I'm about to tell you something weird that works. When you're overwhelmed, at work, at home, anywhere, go to the bathroom, lock the door, sit on the floor if you need to, set a timer for 10 minutes, close your eyes. Nobody questions someone taking a bathroom break. You just bought yourself 10 minutes of protection. 15 minutes earlier. I know, you're already exhausted, but here's why this works. Those 15 minutes are yours before the world starts making demands. Drink your coffee slowly, write 3 sentences in a journal, stretch on the floor, read 2 pages of a book. The content doesn't matter. What matters is you're training your brain that that's part of your day that belongs to you and no one else. You're not trying to overhaul your life. You're creating tiny pockets of joy in a schedule that's trying to own you completely. Let's get into the energy budget system. Stop trying to do everything. Seriously, stop it. You've been operating like you have this infinite energy and just need to manage your time better. Wrong. You have limited energy. And once it's gone, it's gone. You need to budget it like money. Here's how that works. Every Sunday or whatever day, you have 20 minutes, you sit down and make 2 lists. First, non-negotiables. These are absolute bare minimum things that keep your life from falling apart. For most people, work, sleep, eating something, basic hygiene, that's it. Not meal prep for the week, not deep cleaning the house, just what keeps them alive and employed. Second, energy drains versus energy gains. Write down everything else you're trying to do. Next to each item, mark it as a drain, takes energy, gain, gives energy. The revelation, most people spend their tiny amount of free energy on drains, scrolling social media, saying yes to social events they don't want to attend, cleaning the house to someone else's standards. The new rule, for every energy drain, you need an equal energy gain. If you say yes to a happy hour after work, you're skipping it. If meal prep isn't done, you're ordering takeout. Spending Saturday cleaning? No, you get to say no to Sunday brunch. Read a book. This isn't about balance. It's about rationing your energy for survival. And here's the part that's going to make you super uncomfortable. Some things on your list, you don't do that anymore. The house may stay messy. You may not make homemade gifts. You may stop volunteering for things you don't care about. Let it go. You're not failing. You're triaging. I met this lady named Jasmine at a coffee shop. She's a single mother of 2 children. She works in retail. She drives Uber on the weekends. She has a 1-bedroom apartment. Her children share a bedroom and she sleeps on the couch. Okay? I give advice to people when I'm meeting them. I talk about creating boundaries and protecting your time. And she said to me, this is all great if you have choices, but I don't. So what am I supposed to do? Which was a fair but brutal question. So we got specific. I didn't try to fix her whole life. We found one thing she could control. Jasmine was spending 90 minutes a day commuting on public transportation. 90 minutes that she was using to scroll on her phone and stress about everything else that wasn't getting done. We reframed those 90 minutes. She started listening to audiobooks, not self-help, not productivity hacks. I'm talking fantasy novels, romance, sci-fi, stuff that had nothing to do with her real life. She bought cheap earbuds and turned her commute into a boundary. This is not work time. It's not mom time. It was her time. 6 months later, she read 30 books. Here's what actually changed. She had something that was hers, something she looked forward to, a part of her day where she wasn't failing at something or barely keeping up. She was just existing as herself. Did it fix the systemic issues of poverty, childcare costs, and wage exploitation? Heck no. Did it keep her sane enough to keep going? Yes. Sometimes survival isn't about fixing everything. It's about protecting one small thing that reminds you that you're still human. Here's what they don't tell you about identity. When your entire sense of self is tied to being a worker, you become emotionally dependent on your job for meaning, and that makes you exploitable. The fix the identity portfolio. You are not one thing. You're not just a retail worker or a teacher, a warehouse employee. You're a collection of identities, and your job is only one of them. Here's an exercise. Write down 5 to 7 identities that matter to you, not aspirational Instagram BS, real things. Examples. I'm a reader. I'm a friend who shows up. I'm someone who knows way too much about true crime. I'm a plant parent. I'm a person who makes others laugh. I'm someone who's learning to cook one new recipe a month. I'm a dog owner who takes care of a living thing. Notice none of these require money, success, or tons of time. They require intention. The rule: every week, you need to do at least one small thing that feeds each identity. Read for 20 minutes, text a friend a meme, water your plants, watch a cooking YouTube video. Why that matters is when work is terrible, and it will be sometimes, you have other parts of yourself that are intact. You're not just surviving a bad job. You're living a multifaceted life that happens to include a bad job. Your job wants you to believe you are the job. Because you are that one part doesn't mean that all parts are for the job. So let's recap. Let's lock it all down. The system is designed to drain you. So stop blaming yourself for being tired. Steal that time in 15-minute blocks. You can't find time, you have to take it. Budget your energy like money. You can't do everything, so stop trying. Triage yourself ruthlessly. One small thing that's yours. Even if everything else is chaos, one thing that reminds you that you're still human makes the difference. Build an identity portfolio. You're not just a worker. You're 7 different people, and they only get one. This isn't about winning. It's about not losing yourself. If this hits different, here's what I need you to do. Please hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell. I make real talk videos every week for people who are tired of being told to try harder. Comment below one identity from your portfolio, just one. I want to know who you are when you're not at work. Remember, you're not broken, the system is, but you can still protect yourself inside of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Now go steal your 15 minutes.